and Clay PC. We are just a few weeks away from football season beginning, 18 days till the SEC on ABC. Many of us are already planning out our trips to see our favorite teams take on their rivals. Unfortunately, even if we're driving our safest, there's no guarantee other people are. So this morning, a small reminder of what to do if disaster strikes. Michael Eldridge joins me now. He's a partner at Hollis, Wright & Clay. Michael, great to see you. Thanks for coming back.
It's always good to be with you on Talk About Alabama. Catherine, how have you been?
Been well. I won't bring up our conversation we just had before this segment because we found out that we're on opposite sides. We're going for different teams here during football season, but that's okay. You're still welcome in the studio. Exactly. And we know that people are going to be hitting the roads, traversing the SEC, going to see their teams take on rivals and having so much fun doing it. But of course, there are dangers that come along with such a time when people are hitting the roads and having a great time too. So what do you do if you find yourself in an accident, in a wreck? What's the first thing you should do?
I think the first thing is what you just brought up is that before we even get to the wrecks, that anytime you start adding vehicles to the road, and I was listening to Dr. Turner, you have now the schools are starting back. You got younger drivers on the road. You've got more traffic. On the weekends, people are on 280. They're on 459. They're going to Tuscaloosa, to Auburn. It just breeds more wrecks. And so we want to come and talk to people about what to do, because unfortunately, in these wrecks, people can be hurt very badly. And the first thing you want to do is take care of yourself, right? If you can call 911 to get emergency personnel there, take care of yourself, make sure that you're okay, make sure that your passengers are okay before you start taking any steps, whether it be preserving the scene, which we'll talk about, taking pictures, or getting legal counsel involved to deal with these insurance companies that will inevitably be involved and on top of this stuff.
But yeah, you want to make sure you're okay and you're taking care of yourself. I think if you're in a wreck, there's always a moment of shock afterwards, right, where your adrenaline is still going. So you want to take a moment, make sure that, yeah, you're okay and that you're addressing those needs. Now, when it comes to documentation, what's a good rule of thumb? What should we be doing?
So what I tell people is you'll never recreate that scene. And luckily, we have these smartphones now. Almost everyone has a smartphone that has 3 different cameras on it that can take different kind of pictures, can take videos. And down the road, you may not be thinking about it in that moment, but preserving that scene and getting pictures, it is so critically important if you're able to do it. So take pictures. If there are witnesses, people that come up, getting their information, because these police officers that are investigating it, they're overwhelmed as well. Right? There's emergency personnel there, they're trying to document things, and they may not get all the information. And so that person leaves the scene, nobody gets their information, there's no way of finding them. Because eventually down the road, if you have to bring a claim, all of that is going to be important. So take pictures, get as much information as you can possibly get that day while you're on the scene.
Now, you talked about insurance companies. What if it turns out that the at-fault driver doesn't have insurance?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. And as many people that will ask me this, I will tell them, and we encourage as many people that will listen to get what's called uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. And the point of that is, well, the fact is as you know, by law, you have to have liability insurance. The problem is Alabama ranks among the top states of drivers in the state that do not have insurance, which is problematic. So if you get into a wreck, and you or a loved one is catastrophically injured and it's someone else's fault and they don't have insurance, you can purchase insurance, and it's relatively cheap, called uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage, that will step into the place of the at-fault party. Let's say they have the state minimum of $25,000, but you've got $100,000 in damages. Your insurance will step in and give coverage to cover what they either didn't have at all or they didn't have enough of. So we encourage as many people as possible to get uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage, to have enough of it to protect you. That's the point of it, is to protect you if you're in an accident. And a lot of people don't know. And that's the reason it's so critical to get to a law firm like Hollis Wright, so a lawyer can evaluate what insurance companies are involved, whether you have uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage, to evaluate whether or not you are covered to get you the fairest compensation possible. And
I think that's something that, yeah, we laymen, contacting these insurance companies, we don't have the expertise to know, okay, this is maybe a trick that they, are trying to play, or this is how you navigate the system. I think it can be very difficult and confusing for a lot of people, and especially if you've been in a wreck, then it can be a little bit heartbreaking to go through this process and not know what you're doing. How does somebody contact you all, and how does that process go?
Well, it's just like Dr. Turner was talking about, their children need advocates. When you're in a wreck, these insurance companies, they are in that business. They are not lay people. They do know how to evaluate these things to protect themselves. And so you can call Hollis Wright. You will talk to one of our attorneys. You're not going to talk to a staff member or a case manager. You're going to talk to one of our attorneys that's going to advocate for you to put you in the best situation with these insurance companies. And that's what we encourage people to do. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, and an attorney will talk to you to put you in the best position possible.
Help you navigate that system that can be a little confusing. Michael, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Catherine.
Certainly. All right, coming up on Talk of Alabama, we've been talking about football season, tailgating, time